Kelly.
Hey, we're back. Yesterday we came home and we noticed, this was later in the evening after my son's baseball scrimmage, and we noticed a lot of bees in the front of the hive. We got kind of concerned and we looked it up, and we saw something about what is called bearding, where they all gather in front of the hive. And most of the time it's completely fine, but we were kind of but it goes on to say something about how if it could be because they're running out of space. And so we are going to add some frames to the top of the box, which is add a box called a super, and then we're going to add the frames in there, and this will be the flow frames where we can just get the honey out from it.
So the major difference between a flow frame and a regular frame is the flow frames look like this. Basically it's just plastic, but as you can see it already has the cells drawn out, which basically eliminates a lot of the work the bees have to do, because mostly the comb's already built. Now if I can get close enough, you can kind of see there's gaps in between there. And what they do is they go in and fill all those gaps with their wax, basically like they're building comb, that they'll build it out and make that flush, and then this is where they put all their honey. So what happens, the main difference between the flow frame and a regular frame is that whenever they make the honey or whatever, whenever they make it, they store it in here, they cap it off, which basically means it's ready to be harvested. And what happens is you put a key, you take this plug out, take that plug out there, and you can see that split bar in the middle. What you do is you turn a key and it breaks these cells open. What happens is whenever you break the cells, you can see there's a line in the middle there, and that they're at a slightly downward angle. What happens is whenever you break those cells, the honey flows to the center and then down, and then on this side it's got another port down here at the bottom. Basically it flows down the center, down to the bottom, and then out this drain tube that you can see there. So there's no taking the frames out, there's no having to spin it, there's no having to filter it. It's just pure natural honey, straight from the source. So that's the main difference between our hive and the traditional hive. What we're going to do is we're going to take the feeder off there. And you can see there's a few bees on top of there. But you can kind of see too, you can see the stuff around the edges, that what they're doing is they're sealing that off. See, their home isn't enclosed when you first start it, it's just encased in wood. So what they do is they take what we mentioned in the last video, which is called propolis. What they do is they take, and it's basically just like a glue that they get from harvesting nectar and things like that, that they take it and they seal all the gaps in the hive. So basically it's enclosed, it's weather tight, rain can't get in there. It's basically meant as a defense, so other bugs and things that would eat their honey can't get in either. So we'll take our hive tool and just go in and kind of work our way through. Basically, like I said with the propolis, they basically made it to where it's sealed off. So you have to go in here and break this about every time. And that way you can get it open.
Oh yeah, look at.
So there's the top board. As you can see, there are a bunch of bees. And this is one thing we were kind of worried about, how they're starting to build wax and comb on here. Basically means they don't have enough room. That the bee population has basically exploded the last week and a half. They've had a lot more babies, things like that. So what we're doing is gonna give them more room. That way they have more room for, basically we're giving them room to store more honey.
Oh. Yeah.
So as you can see, there's a bunch at the that they still haven't done. But to me, this feels pretty sturdy in our hands. So I'm not real worried about taking this out. I'm just gonna be real careful with it. And you can see up here, these white caps that are right here by my finger that I'm moving, those are honey. That's honey that they've capped off. Basically, it's ready to be harvested, but we're not gonna harvest that. We're just gonna leave it for them. Oh yeah, that one.
Is it really heavy?
That one's got some weight to it.
Oh yeah.
So this one is a lot heavier than the other one was. Again, we have capped honey and brood. All those yellow that's underneath the bees right there is brood cells. Those are basically more babies that they're making. And you can kind of see there, pretty good pattern from the queen. There's good good pattern there from her. And this one has a lot of honey in it. This one's quite heavy. What this is a queen excluder. Basically, you can see those small holes in it. Basically, these holes are big enough. The cells are big enough that it allows bees to go through, so they can get to the top to store their honey. But it's small enough that the queen can't fit her body through here. And the reason you do that is you put this on, it'll go on like that. What you want is the babies on the bottom and then all your honey on top. So she can't get to the top to lay more egg cells or whatever. So hopefully what they'll do is move all their honey to the top, and they'll probably keep a little bit down there for themselves. But that's kind of the goal. So that will go on there. This is our honey super. Like I say, basically the goal is for them to put all their honey up here, and that way we can extract it.
Oh, they're already coming up.
Yeah, they're already coming through.
Oh.
So essentially, when you have that on there,
see, the worker bees can come up through.
that's kind of what it looks like. The worker bees can come through and everything like that, but the queen can't. So
yeah, because we don't want babies in our honey.
So all these, the cover, we need to get those off there. So we'll just gently shake them.
Okay, where's your...
And that's not going to make them happy.
No.
Alright, and we'll cover it up.
But one of the other cool things about this hive is we do have viewing windows, so hopefully they'll come up here and we'll be able to watch them and see what they're doing. We'll give them some more space. They're running out, so that's cool.
The viewing window looks like that there. It's just a side plexiglass side that you can actually look in the hive and see what they're doing, see if they're making any progress without actually opening the hive. And then in the back, now whenever you open this up, it's got these here. So like I say, these cells or whatever, they'll fill them up with honey. We'll crack them open, honey will flow down through the center here, down into the bottom, and then out this tube into the jar. There's some bees that are starting to work their way up into the center, checking out their new space. See what they got. There's a bunch on that corner there. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway. Not in the window yet, but they're over here in this right side corner. All right, well, that's the actual part of our flow hive. That's what we got the hive for. So kind of nice to have it all together and being used for what it's actually for. So we'll talk to you guys later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye bye.